Hi guys, welcome to case study 4, how I generated 800 plus leads paying just 170 per lead, so over $1.70 per lead in the business opportunity niche. Now, before I continue, I just want to let you guys know that this market is very competitive on Facebook. In fact, it's so competitive that the CPMs are very high. Okay, um, so there's a lot of competition. But I was able to generate this amount of leads for my client in a short space of time. Okay, so I'm going to show you right now. So this case study basically is about my client who happens to be in the business opportunity niche. Okay, client wants to generate leads and sales for her Instagram course, which is kind of a high ticket course at $997. Okay, client had a high budget for this Facebook campaign. Okay, so and wanted me to generate targeted leads and sales, and she would close them because it's a 997 course. She would follow the leads and close them on Skype. So what I did, I ended up creating several different campaigns. The best performing campaign generated over 800 plus leads with a cost of over $1.70 per lead. And this was actually a lookalike audience. Okay, so what was my strategy? Well, I followed a simple strategy, and I've been following this simple strategy that seems to be working for selling digital products online. It used to work when I used to do e-com. This same strategy used to work for e-com as well. Okay, and the strategy is, first of all, research the audience. Okay, so I go after the 4 or 5 main interests within this niche. So that's the lowest hanging fruit. So whether that's interest 1, interest 2, interest 3, 4, it's basically the authority interest that I talked about in this course. Then you would create a custom audience for the landing page. So anyone who would land on the visitors page, which is the opt-in page, for them to enter the name and email address. Okay, you would create a custom audience. Then what I did then was use the SADA ad strategy to create the ad. So that meant, using the story element, using attention, interest, desire, action. Okay. So then what happened is I used an image. Obviously, I used several different images. The winning one I kept because that one performed the best. And then once the custom audience had over 200 plus visitors, I created a lookalike audience, making sure the original ad was running side by side to the one with the lookalike audience. Okay, and eventually, as you can see, this is a snapshot of the campaigns. I'm going to go through the campaigns in a bit more detail in the next section of this video. So as you can see, 214 leads generated in the first campaign, spending over $3.64, but the main one was the 860 leads, spending over $1.70, and that was a lookalike audience. But all in all, as you can see, looking at the ad spends, the cheapest campaign, by far was the lookalike audience campaign. But I'm not saying the other ones didn't perform. This was the cheapest and hadn't hit more people. Okay, so this is the actual ad. I've grayed out the ad. I just don't want to sort of reveal the actual client. But you can say, as you can see, this was the title: "Learn how to say bye-bye to 9 to 5 and create a full-time income online." Again, the story was actually above the image, so that was a story image. As you can see, they had a lot of engagement on this ad. And again, the emphasizing the lifestyle, the freedom lifestyle approach, that was very important. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the snapshot of the actual campaigns. Again, just to give you a bit of an idea as to what I did. Hi guys, so here's a snapshot of the campaign. As you can see, I created several different ad sets. This was a 5-figure ebook. We were spending $1.90 for this one as well. Again, it was a lookalike audience that was performing. Here's another lookalike audience. This is the one that I talked about. We just go down. So the main ones were the lookalike audiences that were the cheapest. But this one here, again, all of these were UK and USA. This one, as you can see, 498 leads, spending just $5.35. If I look at the metrics for this campaign, the click-through rate, you would see the click-through rate is above 4%. Okay, not on all of them, but on average, the click-through rate is pretty high. So 5% on this one, nearly 4%, nearly 4%, 6%, 4%, and nearly 4% on that. Okay, so we had a lot of people taking action. This bit here is, it shows you the number of people who took action that was attributed to your ads, and obviously you can't calculate this metric by engagement. So you can see here, okay, the link click-through rate, everyone's over 1%. So again, this one stand out the most. It had the lowest CPM as well, and the lowest cost per click. Okay, so by far, this was the best one. Eventually, the client had to close the ad campaign because he ran out of the budget, which is understandable. But again, it was a profitable campaign and one that, by far outperformed any other campaigns that, I've done for her. But all in all, you can see I use single interests as well. So if I look at this campaign here, as you can see, I split test. So I had an authority interest in that one, I had a single interest in this one, targeting this marketer. Okay. Let me just click on this. This was the 1% lookalike audience. This one was performing as well. Let's go down. Okay. This was a lookalike audience as well. Let's go for this one. This one was spending $6. Slightly expensive, but it was still, again, testing single interest. So all the campaigns that you create, guys, you need to test all the different interests that you can target. Okay. So for example, for this one, if I click on the actual lookalike audience, as you can see, if you look at the campaign, it had a relevance score of 9, CPM of 14, and CTR of 6.4%. Okay, so that shows the level of engagement within the campaigns. Sometimes it's good to sort of look at further, which I showed you the breakdown as to who is responding to the campaigns. If I go to age and gender, we can see the majority of the people that was responding to this one was females 35 and 44, 25 and 34, 25 and 34. So data for this campaign was important, because what we can do now is, running the campaign again, we can get hold of this data and just focus on those age groups that were converting the most, hence getting our cost per lead down even more. Okay, so all in all, what can you learn from this case study? Well, quite simply, the main thing that you can learn is your targeting, your ad copy, it has to be congruent. I can't stress this enough. Too many people go into a campaign expecting a flurry of leads, but everything has to be congruent. Okay, your ad copy has to follow the format. Your landing page has to follow your ad copy. Your targeting has to be right. You need the message in your ad copy. Everything has to flow like I'm showing you. Timeless, lots of examples in this course. Okay, so that concludes this video. Thanks for watching this video.